Shut up! It's a madhouse! A madhouse!
I'm going to add myself to the feed. That way people can hear us. Oh, it's one of those days. James, welcome to a special movie Madhouse.
Well, thank you for having me.
On the CKX page. This is our special CKX announcement because you're going to be one of our featured artists in our Artist Alley this year.
Yes, I am.
A local author. I know this is going to come up because we are going to have an authors conference talking about that. But what made you decide, you know what, writing is what I want to do?
Ultimately, a lot of it stemmed from a really good English teacher back in high school. My teacher, Robert Ballantyne. I was lucky enough to have him for 3 out of my 4 years in high school, and just his method of teaching, his joy for writing, for English in general, was great, and it got me hooked into writing. So I originally started off back in grade 9. I have extra time at the end of math class, so I do short horror stories and pass them over to my friend next to me to try and freak him out here and there. And that kind of took a step on the back burner as high school got a little bit busier and busier. Grade 12 came around, and I had a lunch and a spare. None of my friends had the same one, so I just went off to the library and started typing up a first draft of some awful story. Had no editing done whatsoever. I just sat down every lunch, every spare, wrote this thing out, put it up somewhere online, and it's still hanging around out there somewhere, but it's nothing to write home about. And then after high school, got caught up a little bit into martial arts, and then did quite well in that field of work. Had to leave the school due to some legal issues on the owner's behalf I didn't want to be affiliated with. But eventually, one of my friends, he was doing a lot of writing. He was with a writing group that was in Toronto at the time. And he kept poking me like, why don't you write? Like, you used to do it. Why don't you write? And he dragged me out to the writing group with him. And that's essentially where my really took off, was with Valenfar and for fantasy, was with him and the writing group. And so he was my first beta reader. He was my first critic. And I really do have him to thank for a lot of things. And it just kind of took off from there. We both had this way of encouraging one another. We both wanted to be writers and authors. And, you know, I took off with it. And he's gone into some other fields that's kind of taken him away from a little bit more than he wants it to. But I know he still has some great ideas banging around in his head that he wants to put on the paper. But
that is wicked.
A friend dragged me back into it.
And all of that turned into the 2 novels and soon 3.
Yeah, absolutely.
Excellent. And that kind of leads us to the news about your book.
Yes. So as of April 27th at CK Expo, I will be launching my 3rd novel. It's right here, Valenfar, Dance of Ashes. It will be the accumulation of my first 2 Valenfar books. So if anyone's not aware, what I've done with this series is the first and second book take place at the same time, but across different edges of the country. So they're their own individual plot lines with their own characters, antagonists, and so on. And the 3rd book here, reason it's twice the size of the others, is it's going to tie both those plot lines, all the character threads, into one big, I don't want to say mess, but of course it's epic fantasy. So it's going to be a bit of a mess for the characters. And so we're going to see a lot of intermingling between people who've never met one another before, and see how their stories overlap and interact, and, you know, the chance encounters that happen between them, as well as them dealing with the 2 different antagonists and the armies at the same time.
Excellent. So yeah, this will be launching at CKX then.
Yep, you got it. Yep, April 27th.
James will also be taking part in a authors conference that we have going on that day. Oh, and there is Denise.
Oh, that's my mom.
There she is. I won't say anything. Yeah, just something just popped in my head, but we'll wait for the 27th for that.
Oh yeah.
Yes, the books, like you said, the 3rd book is gargantuan compared to those first 2.
It's thicker too. And one thing I've done, because I don't charge a lot for my books, I know at the expo I have a little combo deal going on, but essentially to buy one book is $15, regardless of which one it is. I want to keep printing costs low, so I don't have to charge people a lot of money. I know a lot of books go for $25, $30, $40 for a paperback. I don't like paying that. I'm not going to charge people that. So the font's a tiny bit smaller than most people are used to. That's so I don't have to charge $25, $30.
Gotcha.
And everything's available in ebook too, and it's cheaper that way. So there's no printing, so you can resize it on that as much as people want.
Oh yeah, this pinch zoom is a beautiful feature.
Oh, it's great.
Whoever invented that needs to get an award. I'm telling you.
Absolutely.
Excellent. Well, I am super excited then to get to CKX, not only for the authors conference, and it's going to be quite the show because there's a lot of information to come out of something like that.
Yeah.
But also to see the launch of this book.
I'm looking forward to it. My beta reader's giving it a 10 out of 10, so we're sitting pretty right now.
Excellent.
Mm.
And you know what? I'm going to toss in another exclusive at the end of this. We had teased that there's going to be an after party called the Stevening.
Okay.
And it's now 100% official at Barnetti's, the arcade here in town.
Oh, yeah.
Have you ever been?
No, I haven't. I
Oh.
can walk there too in 10 minutes.
It is so much fun. Literally, you
Yeah.
go in, you pay, I can't remember how much it is, but once you pay, you're there and you can play anything you want. Quarters are
great.
not a thing.
That's great.
So we will be having our after party there.
Mhm.
We will be having trivia where you can win prizes.
Cool, cool.
Your TV, I know, is donating an Alexa as one
Oh,
of the
wow.
prizes.
Okay.
And we're going to have some live music.
Mhm. That's
So
awesome.
that is another exclusive for this little video.
Cool,
Not
cool.
only is James launching his book the day of CKX,
Yeah.
we will have a cool party that night
Awesome.
to celebrate the launch of the book. That's it. Yes, that's
We'll go for
why
that.
we totally planned this. Yes. Angela says, "Yay, after party." Oh, it's going to be fun, and there's only going to be 80 tickets available. That's the only
Okay.
drawback. It's a smaller place. Oh, is this Saturday or Sunday? This is the authors conference is happening Saturday, I believe at 1. Let me just confirm. Yeah, 1:00. And then James will be there both days.
Yep.
So you
You're
can
both days.
pop in and see. The official launch is the 27th, but I bet you he'll still sell books on the 28th.
That's as long as I don't sell out. That's the plan.
Yep. So, James, thank you for coming on to do this.
No, it was my pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Yes, and now I can't wait for CKX. Anybody else out there, if you have any questions, concerns, just give us an email, info@ckexpo.ca. I guess that kind of wraps it up for this special.
All righty.
All right. We'll see everybody later.
All right. Take care.
I'll say shut up! It's a man!